What's going on, guys? RDAP Dan here, Federal Prison Time Consulting, and happy Halloween to all of you. Hopefully give you guys a few minutes to join here. Nothing serious in today's video, so if you missed this video, don't stress it.
Happy Halloween to all of you.
Yep. Okay, that wants to play. So it's October 31st, 2018. Most of you are probably getting ready to go out trick-or-treating with your little ones, and I'm sure there's quite a few of you that are also still stressing about the fact that you're probably likely facing a federal prison sentence. So we're going to talk a little bit today about nerves and anxiety, some of the questions that we've received from some of the viewers in the last few weeks. But as you can see, we've got Oliver and Einstein. They're dressed up, ready to go. A little bumblebee in the background, and Einstein got his scary boo sweater on. Oliver actually wears that bee costume as, I don't know, he loves it. It's like his little pajamas, and he'll just fall asleep in it whenever you put it on him. So there you go. Some of you have been asking where the dogs have been. Einstein's passed out in the background, as you can see. His little tongue sticking out. Try to give you a better shot of him there. Well, anyway. So, happy Halloween. We received some emails lately, and this is actually the outfit that I wore into federal prison the day I self-surrendered. It's not the actual outfit. The guards took that outfit off of me and threw it away, ripped it off of me and threw it away. Quite violently, I might add. But this is, nevertheless, this is the same costume I wore, minus the bottle of the pill bottle that I created to wear in as an additional joke. They didn't think it was funny. But in case you're wondering why I'm wearing a prison outfit, it's Halloween. I'm an ex-felon, or I'm an ex-con. And this is what I wore in the day I went into prison. Decided to wear this as a joke. So if you have any questions about that, feel free to ask. But lately, we've been speaking to some people that are just really, really stressed out, getting ready to go through the process. And as holidays tend to roll in, it really becomes, the anxiety really starts to flood you because you start thinking about, this is going to be the last holiday I get to spend with my family. And you're finding it hard to focus on your family because you know this is probably going to be the last one for a while. So you tend to not really be able to enjoy the moment. And there's nothing that I can tell you or that anybody else is going to tell you that's going to make that go away. But I can tell you that this will not, for most of you that are watching, this will not be your last Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, birthdays, whatever other holidays you really look forward to. This isn't going to be the end. This is a beginning of a new journey that you have to look at head on. So many of you are just not doing the necessary steps. And I feel confident in saying that and making that statement and saying most of you do not prepare properly to head off for federal prison. A lot of you have either put all of your hope and faith into your attorney that they're going to do everything necessary. And some of you don't find out that there was a mistake with that until you get closer and closer to sentencing. You realize maybe you're not prepared properly for things like RDAP. Maybe you haven't put enough effort into your PSR. You haven't put enough effort into your personal narrative, character reference letters, what you're doing with your day-to-day. There's so much that goes into this. And one of the biggest flaws that we see is how you communicate with your loved ones. Not really telling them what you're really going through, or on the flip side, them not really telling you what they're going through, thinking you're going through enough and this is already hard enough for you as you get ready to go to federal prison. So they tend to bottle things up, not burden you with this, and then that's where resentment is born. Then you get to prison and they see that it's not that bad. You're going to things like, you know, you're going out and working out, you're walking the track, you're taking classes, you're maybe writing a book, you're really focusing on yourself, you're getting healthy, you're getting into shape, and you may be calling home kind of talking about this isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I'm taking yoga today. Tomorrow I'm going to take a class. Meanwhile, your family and friends are home kind of dealing with all of the stress that you left. Maybe it's, you know, you were the breadwinner, financially bringing in the money. Now they have to find ways to compensate, or they had to downgrade their lifestyle, which is part of it. There's no way around that. But dealing with all of that now before you go really does give you the upper hand to building a healthy relationship while you're in prison. You know, trying to not take it, when I say don't take it serious, Take it very serious, but try to live in the moments and realize that where you're going is not going to be the end of the road. You're probably not going to the most scary place on earth. The people that are going to be there in prison are not going to be the most violent people that you've ever met. A lot of these people are just going to be like you and me, regular, everyday people that made some poor choices that put themselves within the system's grasp. And once you realize that where you're at is not the end of the world, then you can start to really take charge back of what you need to focus on. So if you're listening to these videos and you realize that, hey, that sounds like me, what are you not doing right now? It's easy to say all of the good things you're doing. It's easy to say you're staying out of trouble, you're not peeing dirty, probation has nothing bad to say. There's nothing really special about any of that. And we tell our clients all the time, those of you that are our clients, you probably heard us say, most of our clients tell us all of the things they've done. What type of sentence do you think I'm looking at, Dan? Do you think the judge is going to sentence me to prison? I haven't been in any trouble. I've been on supervised release for 3 months, 6 months, 3 years. Do you think the judge is going to see that? And the first thing I really tell everybody is there's nothing special. There's nothing special about you. There's nothing special that this is your first time getting in trouble. There's nothing special about you not having a criminal history. There's nothing special that you've stayed out of trouble the entire time since you've been in trouble. That's pretty common for a nonviolent, first-time offender, white-collar criminal type of an individual. It's very common once you get into trouble initially to stay out of trouble until your sentencing. So don't think that the judge is going to give you some kind of a special pass because you've done what you're supposed to do while you're on pretrial. What you do above and beyond what's expected is where you can start to see benefit and additional positive things happening, like reduced sentences, probation. What type of effort are you putting into preparing for your PSR interview? What type of effort are you putting into your personal narrative and character reference letters? Are your personal narrative and character reference letters going to look different from the average person that looks just like you? I'm not comparing you to the repeat offender that's in and out of prison every single year that really doesn't care about anything. I'm comparing you to the people that are just like you. What's going to be different about your letters? What's going to be different about your PSR interview? What are you doing with your day-to-day that they're not doing? Are you creating an urgency for the judge to view you as a completely separate case from what he's used to seeing? And when you can understand that the judge sees so many individuals that are just like us going in front of him on a regular basis or going in front of her on a regular basis, then you have to ask yourself, how am I preparing to show the judge something they haven't seen before? That's really what we specialize in, and that's where the majority of our focus goes with the community service programs that we get you involved in, the mentoring program, the life coaching with Jenny, the prepping for your PSR and personal narrative character reference letters, helping you craft these in the right direction to get the maximum results and the efforts. And unless you've been through this before, we hear it all the time, oh, I've got my letters under control. You don't. I know you might think you do, but you don't. 99% of the letters that we see, they're not bad letters. It's not like they're grammatically incorrect. They read great. They sound amazing. It shows what a good person you are, but so does every other letter that we read from individuals that are like you. The problem is you don't identify with anybody getting ready to go into the prison system. When we get in trouble initially, when we start going through, when you get arrested or you get arraigned or you get indicted or you're under a federal investigation, you start to think that, oh my God, the government's made a mistake because I'm not a bad person and I shouldn't be going to prison. They're going to see that. They're going to see that I'm not a murderer, a rapist, a scumbag out there that's a repeat offender and constantly making horrible decisions. That's not what you're being compared to. Problem is you're comparing yourself to that thinking, well, I'm not like them and everyone else is going to see that. No, they're not, because most people that go into prison for the very first time for nonviolent first-time offenses or white-collar criminals are exactly like you, and it happens every single day, so you're not distincting yourself different from anybody else. There's no distinguishing difference. Now it's your job to understand that and to identify that and to accept that and admit to yourself that you don't have all the answers, that you do need somebody else's help to help you get out of these situations, to build the best possible outcome for yourself. We hire our attorney. Raise your hand right now if you hired an attorney and you thought they were going to kind of take care of all of this for you. If you thought your attorney was really going to prepare you for personal narratives and character reference letters and making sure you can qualify for time off through the residential drug abuse program. Raise your hand if you thought those were some of the things that your attorney was going to do. I know it was me. I thought those were things that were going to be taken care of by my attorney. I originally had a federally appointed attorney. Things didn't work out to how I thought they should work out, so I relieved my federal appointed attorney and went and hired a federal attorney. And in the end, it was the same exact result, same outcome. There was no difference. I ended up taking the same plea 2 years later that was offered to me pre-indictment on information that I could have saved myself a fortune. I could have saved myself endless sleepless nights. These were things that I thought I could control by putting in more money, but not putting time and effort into what really mattered. And that's the area that a lot of you are going to find yourself in that you just don't know how to deal with. So if you've got questions and you're freaking out, before you get ready to go out there and go trick-or-treating with your kids, realize two things. One, this isn't going to be the last Halloween you ever get to spend with your children. Now, if your children are 13, 14, okay, this might be the last fun one. So go out and enjoy it, but realize you are going to be out before you know it. So realize that. Number two, realize that if you do want the shortest possible sentence, that you need to do yourself a favor. You need to call the phone number on the screen, 509-434-4695. Shoot me an email. It's rdapdan@gmail.com. Make sure you subscribe to our text notification. All you need to do is text the word YouTube to 76626. That will put you on our notification list. And with that said, do any of you have any questions? Is there anything that some of you are dealing with today? CJ is over there. Do we have any questions, CJ?
Yes, we do.
What do we got?
I have a question. So recently we talked about team meetings. What about getting teamed in RDAP?
That was supposed to be this past Wednesday, but I ended up going out of town. We went to see some family. So that will be next week. We're gonna do a whole episode just on that. Make a note of that, CJ. That will be next Monday. Next Monday, we're gonna talk about getting teamed in RDAP, what that looks like, why you get teamed, how it can affect you. Can you get kicked out during a team? Can you get recycled during a team? And do they ever have good teams? Is team ever done for the purpose of praise, doing something right? So that will be this coming Monday. What's today? Today's Wednesday. So less than a week away. We'll be talking about teams. So stay tuned for that. Any other questions?
That was it.
That was it. It's the only question we got right now. So, today's video is clearly I'm trying to have some fun, lighten up the mood a little bit. We're getting ready to go hand out trick-or-treating candy for kids that are coming. Actually, all these decorations in the back are getting ready to get thrown up outside. But we got our little ghost and our pumpkins and our cats and our owls, and the dogs will be out there. But before that, we're going to go do an interview today. We're actually doing an interview with some students from Gonzaga University who are doing something really cool, and they're doing this on their own. This isn't a class project. This is something that two students within the university decided to do, and they're going to be posting up outside the county jail in Spokane. And as people are getting released, no questions asked. We don't care what their crime was, nothing. They're going to be presenting them with, bus passes. It's going to be cold here in Spokane, so some winter hats, some winter clothes, a jacket. Bus passes, some cigarettes, maybe a little bit of money, prepaid cell phone cards, things that somebody typically would need when they first get out of county jail when they don't have anything. Some of these people may have been there for one night. Some of them might have been there for, over a year. And getting released from county jail when you have no support, no family, can be rough, especially in the wintertime, the end of October, going into November. It's real easy to fall back to old ways when immediately you're released and you have nothing. So on top of that, they're going to be presenting them with resources where they can go for food, shelter, housing, finances, if they've got children, how they can get additional benefits to help out their kids. So I think this is amazing. We're going to go down to Gonzaga University in a couple of hours. We're bringing our camera guy down there, and we're going to record a little interview of why they're doing this. And hopefully some other counties and states and areas can pick up on the same type of a good deed, because this can help prevent people from drastically making immediate poor decisions that led them there in the first place. If anybody's ever been in a situation where they're down and out and they feel like, there's really no reason to even try because the cards are stacked against you, I know it's easy to make excuses and do those things, but giving somebody a little bit of hope in that moment can be what might make the difference of them going out and committing an immediate crime right there. Give them an extra head start on things. So I'm looking forward to that. We're going to be recording that, so we will be sharing that on our channel in the next couple of weeks. We have an amazing documentary that's we're going to be part of. It's incredible people are involved, some really big names, pretty big company that's going to be helping us with this. The majority of it's going to be shot here in Spokane, so it's going to be Washington, Idaho, Las Vegas, California, and we're so excited to be a part of this, and that will be shared with you guys. It's going to be a very long process. Can't give you details on it because I can tell you it's going to be following groups of individuals prior to their indictment, through their indictment, possibly going into prison and after. So it's going to really give a before, during, and after outlook. So often we talk to people that have been into the prison system and they tell us their experience, what it was like, but now you're going to get to see it firsthand. We've already started filming and shooting, and there's some really cool people involved. So I can't wait to share that with you guys. So stay tuned for some pictures and updates of a little bit of behind the scenes. Any last questions before I sign off, CJ? No questions. All right, guys, that's all I got for you. Hope you have an amazing Halloween. Go out and do something fun. Go hand out some candy. If you don't have candy yet and you're sitting inside your house right now and you're kind of bummed, stop. Just get out, get open, get some candy. You can go to the dollar store and buy some cheesy decorations, throw them up, and just allow yourself to enjoy the moment. And I promise you, if you put in good energy and you do the right thing for the right reasons, everything else will fall in place, and this will all be behind you before you know it. I'm RDAP Dan, Federal Prison Time Consulting. People helping people one day at a time. Happy Halloween to all of you. I can't wait to see you guys on Monday. I'm Dan, and I love every single one of you. Talk to you soon. Peace. Say goodbye to Oliver and Einstein. They haven't moved. I promise they're real animals. Later, guys.